Happy Wine Wednesday. We are about to go live. We have 3 shards open right here. I can almost guarantee you haven't heard where 2 of them are from. And I'm going to blind taste Carl on a red. And we have fried chicken. So stop by. It's time to chat Canadian wine.
There you go. See you shortly.
Yeah, here we go. Look at this. 1 Chardonnay, 2 Chardonnays, 3 Chardonnays. Something else that we'll blind taste Carl on. Fried
Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members, everyone across the country, happy Wine Wednesday. It's 5 o'clock Pacific. It's time to unwind. It's time to sit down, sit back, relax, pop a bottle of Canadian wines and join the conversation. I want to know where you're tuning from. I want to know what's in your glass. I have 3 wonderful Chardonnay. I've been excited about Wednesday 5 o'clock since Monday 10 a.m. when I got the boxes, and I knew that I'm going to open 3 Chardonnays side by side, and I'm like, yep, I know exactly what's going to happen. So,
and look at this, you can clearly tell that there is one that is unfined, unfiltered. You see that cloudiness, which to the inner Chardonnay wine geek in me says, ooh, this is going to be good.
Yeah, and I mean,
so good.
Yeah, number 3 on the nose is absolutely exploding like crazy. So, it's funny because, well, we'll introduce the producers. It's something brand new we've never talked about. Maybe I have talked about it once when I came back from Montreal at La Grande Dégustation, and I was working with the Ontario Winery Association out there, featuring the Dobbins wines, but also working with 32 other different wines from Ontario during that mega show in Montreal. And I met that guy, Adam Kern, and I came back absolutely blown away by his wines. And I reached out to him a month ago, and I got a box of samples on Monday morning. And I knew because I tasted one of his Chardonnay in Montreal, and I was absolutely blown away. There was a Cap Franc out there as well. I remember that French guy, that guy from Quebec, who keeps emailing me, right? When are you going to feature that wine that we tasted in Montreal at La Dégustation? So anyway, I got Adam Kern's wine arrived, and look at that slick
label,
packaging, the whole 9 yards. I know that the lighter bottles with cork and all that, it's more sustainable and this and that. But for purists like me, who absolutely fucking love the big kick-ass bottle with the big punt and like that classic, beautiful and core and the whole 9 yards. This is just such a slick packaging.
And what are the vineyards listed? Because
yeah, that's where I'm going with that, because Adam Kern is that generation. He's a younger guy who follows the trend of Thomas Batchelder, Ilya Sanchuk, Mark Pister in Ontario, where they are. Well, Ilya is a little different because Ilya has his own vineyard, but also sourcing wines from many different other vineyards across Niagara. Adam is that true garagist or generation where he makes his wines out of Mary Nesson, and but he sources grapes from different plot of wines across Niagara. Another cool thing on that, these current releases are not 23s, are not 22s, are not 21s. These are freaking 2018. So I'm tasting 2018 Chardonnays right here. Okay. I mean, this is really cool. So sourcing is grapes, depending on the varietals, in different really, really sought after vineyards. This guy is super, super connected with the growers. So he got some Wismer Foxcroft Chardonnay.
Which we're familiar with because so many amazing winemakers, especially Thomas Batchelder, are using.
I mean, like when we talk Wismer Foxcroft, I mean, I don't know. For me, the first thing rings, like my head just goes like Batchelder.
Yeah.
So Wismer Foxcroft, Hank Vineyard. He works with King Street Vineyard. He works with Hughes Vineyards. All vineyards named that you're like, wait a minute, I've heard that from someone else too. So anyway, so just talking with Adam when I was in Montreal, and I figured out that the guy makes the wine for ADX Wine Company also, which was one of my standout Chardonnay at our Chardonnay marathon last year. There was that $28 Chardonnay that blew my socks off when pigs fly. That's the name of the wine. I couldn't freaking figure out who made that wine. So we researched it, Mira and I, and because I have the best freaking researchers on the planet, Mira figured out that it was a collaboration between André Proulx or like a guy and another guy, but that other guy was the guy that I was talking with in Montreal. So Adam Kern, a very, very talented winemaker, extremely talented and very connected with some of the most sought after fruit in Niagara. So here we are. I got the box. I got a Fumé Blanc. I have a Gamay. I have a Cab Franc, 2 Chards. What else? I think I have 2 Gamays with 2 different vineyards. So I have, but tonight, obviously, I'm starting to dig into his inventory, starting with the Chardonnay. And the one that I have in the middle of his 2 Chards, it's the new release of the Boutique Vineyard from Vineland. So the 2023 unfined, unfiltered Boutique Old Vines clone. What was the clone 76? Yeah, from Brian Schmidt. So I have these 3 Chardonnay in front of me, and I'm freaking excited. And Mira, Hughes Vineyard, we've seen Hughes Vineyard multiple times on some of our label, and I think it's more on Riesling, on the Riesling side, because Mark Pister with Fogelar have always that Hughes Vineyard Riesling, and the other one, Piccone. The Piccone Vineyard is this other vineyard. So now I saw Hughes Vineyard on one of his, and I know the other one is Foxcroft. When I put my nose in there, I don't care which numbers are on the glass, because you label them. I can't tell you which one is Wismer Foxcroft. I can tell you which one is Foxcroft and which one is Hughes. I mean, Foxcroft, and I'm wearing that hat here tonight, that black market hat, because we have that 20 Mile Bench nose, like what Rob Amersley and I, when we taste Chardonnay, and Rob always like, look at me, say, this is 20 Mile Bench. But yeah, you know what?
There's an unmistakable nose to the Chardonnay.
Yeah, and this, like, I get my nose, I got my nose in these glasses, and I'm like, okay, this is it. I think
this, where is it? Here. Niagara, right? 20 Mile Bench is that green thing right in the middle. That's the 20 Mile Bench.
Yeah, exactly. And
it made some of our highest rated Chards of all time from that specific little appellation in Niagara.
Yeah, so that wine, my wine number 3 here, that's Adam Kern, the Kern and Co. Foxcroft Vineyard, 2018. And you can see here, 20 Mile Bench, right? That's Wismar Foxcroft. And the other one is Lincoln Lake Shore appellation. So closer to the lake. Here, another 2018 vineyard, 2018 vintage, but this from.
Let me see if I got it right. Is the 20 Mile Bench one in? Now I'm confusing myself. Is it in 3?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, 100%.
I guessed it right. So even I.
Well, you know, it's kind of funny because the boutique vineyard is 20 Mile Bench too.
Oh,
so.
Really? Okay.
So number 2, the cloudy one is also 20 Mile Bench. So you can smell like the similarity on the nose. You can totally smell the similarity.
Yeah, you can. It's like at first we thought it was wild ferment. The first few Chardonnays we had from the 20 Mile Bench were all wild ferment.
I like most of the high-end Chardonnays in Niagara are wild ferment, and it's something that I want to debate at the Pan Canadian. I want to spark that conversation among all of the winemakers and winery owners I'm going to have out there. Why wild ferment is widely popular in Niagara and very not that much here in the Okanagan. So that's a conversation that I want to spark. I know I have an answer for myself that the batches of wine are smaller here in the Okanagan. So I think the winemakers don't want to take as much risk because it's a riskier way. But I don't know. I'm sure there's something else than that.
There's something to it. I mean, and if we're going into the differences like that too, the fact that we recognize Hughes Vineyard, Wismar Foxcroft, Hank Vineyard, and that multiple producers are making amazing wines from the same vineyards, that's totally a Niagara thing. Because the vineyards are so much smaller in BC, I don't think we know of any examples where you have multiple multiple winemakers making great wine from one vineyard site.
I think so. This we do, but we don't put the vineyard source on the label as much, and not nearly as much. It's just starting. Richard De Silva has been doing it, but when there's only 1 or 2, it's harder to recognize. This one and this one. Okay, now you can associate and realize. And when you see Grimsby Hillside, and when 15 people pulls grapes from Grimsby Hillside, and you've seen it on different labels. Now you can same thing for Foxcroft. It's easier to identify the trend.
And that's why I am so freaking excited for our vineyard touring, because we did we did a few years ago the first tailgating, right? We remember that. Some of you were there. The first tailgating with Brian Schmidt at Vineland. Speaking of which, this middle one, the cloudy one, is a Vineland Chard, isn't it, Carl? It's the Boutique Vineyard Chardonnay. So that's us over at that vineyard in the Cab Franc Rose with Brian himself. And then, of course, last year we did the once in a lifetime vineyard touring with Thomas Batchelder himself, which was amazing.
Out of this world. A life-changing experience.
Yeah, it was a highlight. Definitely a big highlight. And then we have coming up in just a few months, here it is. This is, there's Mike right there. There's Tracy and Jim at the Three Vineyards. So Hank, that you see there on the side that says 93 points, that was a Pinot we were tasting from Hank Vineyard, is one of the Chards we have open today from Hank, or it's Hughes, right? Yeah. Okay.
And Hughes is in the Lincoln Lakeshore appellation.
Right. Hughes is Lincoln.
Closer to the closer to the lake at the bottom of the escarpment. Hank and the whole thing, it's at the top of the escarpment. So basically when it rains from the 20-mile bench and the Beamsville bench down to the Lincoln Lakeshore appellation or the Creek Shore appellation, right?
Oh, so they get the rain, you're saying?
No, I'm just like if water trickles down, I mean, like, it's just because they're below. So Beamsville and the bench, and the 20-mile bench are at the top of the escarpment, and Creek Shore and Lincoln Lakeshore are below them. Okay. And when you go to the completely at the edge of Lincoln Lakeshore, at the bottom, like at the foothill, if you will, of the escarpment, it's the Grimsby hillside just before you go all the way up to the escarpment.
Yeah, because you can see the town of Grimsby there.
Yeah,
in that yellow block there. Very interesting. And I think originally, like when Niagara was first getting planted, 30, 40 years ago, the 20-mile bench and the Beamsville bench were really like where a lot of people who like Pinot and Chard decided that is a good place to plant Pinot and Chard. They were quite right, I think. So that's traditionally where it's at. But we have these two Chards open right now.
Yeah, pretty bang on. I'll tell you one thing. Oh, I just had a sip of the Foxcroft.
Ooh.
Oh, woo.
Carl has been like a kid in a candy store with these wines ever since we got them. Holy cow.
That's good. That's good. And it's 2018 vintage, right? There's that age into it, that roundness, that's good. Really, really good. So we have three single vineyards. The three wines are single vineyard wines. So it's really cool, really exciting. Definitely the Wismer Foxcroft is the one with the most weight. The Kern & Co. have the most weight. It's the heavier, probably, but heavier in oak as well. Boutique, no new oak, very linear. It's brand new. It's 2023, just coming out. It's zippy, it's zingy, but there's that little softness into it as well. The leaves and all that. So really, really good. And the Lincoln Lakeshore, the used vineyard, a little bit more salinity, a little bit more minerality to it. A little bit more on lemon meringue, a little bit more on citrus, while the Foxcroft is more on orchard fruit, yellow apple. Very, very different. So the two Kern & Co., I would say like the same vintage, right? I mean, very different. And I'm just coming back talking with Thomas about that Lincoln Lakeshore appellation and Grimsby Hillside and Sandchuck Vineyard, Hughes Vineyard. It's that very, very dominant chalky minerality that I perceive into these and that seashell minerality, very, very predominant in the Hughes Vineyard. And the Foxcroft is just textbook Foxcroft. I mean, this is exactly what it is.
My, they're all so good. Did you see, Carl, what Stacy and Jeff are bringing to the Pan Canadian for an after-hours tasting at the wine houses? Estate-grown Chard from Kin Vineyards from Ottawa. That's super cool. I think we've heard of Kin Vineyards. We have not tried it yet. We knew there were wineries in Ottawa.
I think that Kin was just purchased by the guy who owned Calamus Vineyard.
No, that's a different one. That's Jalambo or it starts with a J. Jambalaya or J. It's a J winery. J Winery, Ottawa. Let's see if Google tells me. Jabulani, see? But no, Kin Winery in Ottawa, 47 pristine acres in the heart of the Ottawa Valley, premium family estate winery. So if I click on them with their wines, Carl has a friend in Ottawa, so well,
oh yeah,
a wine tour.
oh yeah.
You're in love with that Chardonnay.
Tip of the hat to
Adam Kern.
Adam Kern. I freaking love it. I freaking love it. Wines are these two shards are very different, but very good. That Foxcroft is freaking off the chart. And the Lincoln Lake show, the used vineyard, is still so vibrant, so lively, so energetic. Very different. Daryl, you'll love that Foxcroft from Adam Kern. Plush, bold, rich. I think you really like that. Mira, would you mind to get me a price point on these two single vineyard Chardonnay?
Okay, I'll be your researchist. Oh, that's nice, Daryl. Yes, so Thomas Wine. Either way is fine. You're a VIP Unlimited member, so we can sort out that shipping if you wanted to do that.
Yeah, and also, Daryl, just for the information for everyone else. Oh, sorry, Mira, I cut you off.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Just for everyone's information and your information, Daryl, Thomas and Mary are just wrapping up Provines right now in Dusseldorf in Germany. I think it's the last day of the show today or tomorrow, where like Suan is out there, Thomas is out there. There's a bunch of Canadian wineries showcasing their wines. It's the biggest wine show in the world. So Provines in Dusseldorf in Germany, they're wrapping up. They're coming back to Canada. I think it's early next week. And I was texting with Mary Delaney Batchelder, which is Tom's wife. I was texting with Mary 4 days ago, just at the beginning of the show, before the show starts in Dusseldorf, and we're going to be in contact when they touch down, when they come back here to Canada, and we'll plan the lineup for Carl's Wine Club, because I mean, I'm not going to skip a year of featuring Thomas Batchelder. I will not.
Sometime this year for
we got to feature the new release. They have a few other things in their library that we haven't touched yet. So
are they in your lineup for the Pan Canadian, or is that something?
They're not confirmed, but it's something that I if they're in town.
That would be kind of the craziest dream team to have Thomas Batchelder up there with Ilya Senchak talking with Anne and Peter.
Yeah, because like whenever you have a minute, whenever you want to talk about it, we can start, because I know we have planned on the week of the 1st of April to start announcing announcing the wines, and the producer are going to be featuring at the Pan Canadian. But I've been spending most of my week on the phone confirming some rock star of the industry. Sorry about that.
No, it's a tough gig for Carl, because I mean, there's so many good wines to choose. Like these people that are coming to the Pan Canadian and they're part of our winemakers panel. I mean, they almost all of them make a phenomenal Chardonnay. Almost all of them make a phenomenal Cab Franc. Almost all of them are known for like Riesling. That's rock star level. So it's like, they could all have the Chardonnays that they make up there, or Cab Francs or whatever. And of course they want to showcase their best showing wine at the moment. So Carl's job is hard, because it's like, no, we are known for Chardonnay, but you're going to have your some other wine, right, in this lineup. But we might do something a little bit different with that, right, Carl?
Yeah, so the balancing act, and just to response to James Miller here. James, hi, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate you tuning in, James and Tracy. You need some Thomas 22s. Yes, that's what we're going to talk about with Thomas. We're going to put an offer for you guys very shortly, so you can expect something from us coming out probably in May. something scheduled, and something to blow your socks off. And yes, so the thing with the Pan Canadian is I'm getting told by some very important actor in the makeup of the event that I can't put 20 wines in the tasting, because if I was just for me, there will be 25 wine to be tasted. Okay, so I mean, I can't do that. According to my boss, I have
And this
to
is the
limit.
balance. I mean, I don't think we want to go to that kind of tasting where it's just like you walk around and there's like hundreds of wines in the room and you walk around and you can taste stuff. This is truly an event for the inner wine nerd. Like, this is an event where you're not just tasting wine, you're listening to the winemakers tell the stories, and it's a totally different thing than just going around and, oh, there's like 50 winemakers in the room, go at it kind of thing. And just taste
there's enough trade show like that around the world. There's enough of it.
Yeah.
And it's not what I want to do. That's not when I sit down with Ilya and Richard and Marcel and John Skinner and all of these people. They are all telling me the same thing. Now, there's enough of that around. Like, no, what we want is to sit down and talk with your people and experience other people's wines at the same time that we can talk. And that's why that panel discussion, that's why I want to keep that format, so we can experience conversation between Ilya Senchuk and Richard De Silva, between Rob Amersley and probably Cobby Sadoun from Ferox Estate, talking about their Merlot between each other, right? I had Cobby on the phone today, and that's what we're talking about. So, like, the format is changing a little bit, but I really want to keep that panel conversation where you guys, wine lovers, can experience, can listen, and look at these interconnection between these people. So I think, to me, that's what's really, really interesting and appealing. But
it is very interesting.
I've been putting some roadblock in front of me. Like, people are stopping me from putting more wines into the lineup.
By people, you mean me. I wasn't stopping you. I was just saying, like, I think after like 12, 15 wines, I think people will like tap out. I don't know.
Who the fuck cares?
Plus, because I mean, this is just in the 4 or 5 hours for the Pan Canadian, and then a lot of you guys are staying for the dinner, which will have other wines, right? So, I mean, that's where you could expand, is the other wines at dinner. I don't know. I know bad. I know bad.
Yeah. So anyway, can I tell people who are listening tonight, to our hundreds of people who are listening right now, can I tell people who have confirmed this week and who I have talked with this week?
So. I would like to know personally.
I think you know.
If it wasn't for this, guys, I wouldn't know. So
yeah.
Well, it's true, you guys. I mean, you guys know what you're doing. It's not like we're gonna have someone.
Absolutely, they know what they're doing. Absolutely, and I'm the only one sober in that darn room, and I will have to deal with the drunk people at the end of the show. That's your problem, Mira.
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't want to have. That's the other thing. I don't know how that works. Technically.
No, figure it out. It's the biggest wine. It's the biggest wine event of the year on the Canadian wine scene. So yeah.
That's why we've had to pull a lot of these kinds of events into the private realm, because technically, if you wanted to be a real stickler, there's certain things that
if we want to be real sticklers, we will not ship wine to all of our people, especially anyway. So different conversation for another time if you want to be a stickler. So I will keep working on my lineup, because I have other phone calls happening tomorrow. I have other people to reach out. But good news, Good news is I have already confirmed Rob Amersley, Black Market Wine Company. Rob is joining us, traveling with us. We'll be down in Niagara. Mr. Richard De Silva will be traveling with us, joining us in Niagara, touring with us and having a lot of fun. Also, I had the confirmation yesterday that Michael Clark, which is the general manager, managing partner, and winemaker at Clos du Soleil in the Similkameen Valley, an outstanding portfolio of wine at Clos du Soleil.
They were neck and neck to be our winery of the year this year, alongside with Maverick.
Yeah, so Michael will be joining the crew. We'll be joining the crew, traveling with us. Now, we're debating: are we going to feature his signature, which is the flagship, their flagship wine, Bordeaux blend, truly Bordeaux style, or are we going to feature their Syrah? We're still debating, because today I had a great phone call with Jan Nelson, which is the CEO at Maverick Estate, our BC Winery of the Year, members' choice, who members voted for Maverick. So Jan Nelson and or Andrew Windsor, the winemaker and partner, either both or one of the two, are going to probably travel with us and be part of the lineup. So Maverick will be part of it. There's a very good chance. We're going to confirm next week. They're looking at their schedule at the moment. So if my idea of putting grape varietals, so two Syrahs side by side to be tasted at the same time, while the two winemaker talking about their terroir, talking about their specific Syrahs, well, I had the confirmation that Melissa Mouchedre from the Lake Area North Shore will be present. She has confirmed, and we're going to feature the 2020 Mouchedre Syrah. So how freaking cool would it be, Mira, to have Mouchedre Syrah alongside Bush Vines from Maverick, right?
So that's the only question. I mean, Vicky's like, what kind of question is it about Syrah? It's just like, does that make sense? Because I was like, well, what is Canada known for in terms of wine? You can say that both sides of the country are known for Cab Franc, right? You can say that Chardonnay is a big deal. There's a reason why there was 112 Chardonnays at our last live Chardonnay marathon. It's because we make a lot of Chardonnay in Canada, and there's a lot of really good Chardonnay. There's Riesling, right? Notice I haven't said ice wine and ice wine and ice wine. I mean, that's barely ever mentioned. But
I forgot about ice wine. Sorry, it's not part of the plan.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we'll actually have an ice wine in the lineup at all. Maybe though, because Sue-Ann makes some incredible ice wine. Maybe at dinner. I don't know. How many butter tarts? See, this is along the lines of how many Syrahs and how many Chardonnays. I mean, these are hard questions.
Okay, Daryl, we can plan for half a dozen butter tart per wine selected in the lineup. How about that? Now, let's keep that ratio. 6 butter tart per wine selected in the lineup. So if I have 15 wines in the lineup, it's 7.5 dozen butter tart, okay? And you know, Daryl, that I don't share my butter tart very easily. You stayed with us in our accommodation. There's a stack of butter tart in the house, but they're not to be shared too much. So
there was, I think, one butter tart left at one point.
That was a crisis too. So, okay. I already reached
2, and I think they got scarfed because, you can't really, I don't think you can take them through security that easily.
We did.
Did we?
We did, but we didn't took them to security. We ate them at the airport. We ate the last ones at the airport before
That's kind of what
getting.
I recall. Is like right before going through security, we're getting closer to the thing at the lineup, and we're like, "Oh, we gotta eat these. We gotta eat these." Luckily, there wasn't also like some wine that we were like, "Oh, we gotta chug this before."
So, guys, don't worry about the butter tarts. I already connected with 13th Street. They know when we arrived. They know when we land, and they're gonna have supply for us. We already talked to them. That part is already organized. It's already lined up. Come on here. So here is my framework for the format. Okay, I'm at 16 wines right now. Okay, I know it's not been approved by the board of direction here, but that's on that for. I'm working on that framework. Okay, so I have one sparkling to start because I have to cut somewhere, right? So I went from 2 to 1 sparkling. So one sparkling no, that's not true. To start, we're going to have a welcome drink, something from Suan as a welcome when we walk in, right? After that, we're going to sit down and we're going to have, I'm still waiting for Jean-Benoit to confirm, to reach back to me, but I've been sporadically, he's hard to nail down, this freaking guy, man. He doesn't reply quite often.
It's far from where we are. That's why it's so far.
So,
Nova Scotia.
So sparkling to start when we sit down. After that, we're going to start with a splash with a bang. 3 Chardonnays. Okay? I thought 2 was not enough. I'm sorry. I went with 3. 1 from Prince Edward County, 1 from the 20 Mile Bench, and 1 from BC. Okay? So 3 Chardonnays from 3 very distinctive regions. Okay? That's a heck of a start. Followed by 2 Rieslings. A Riesling from BC and a Riesling from Ontario. And wink, wink. Look at me. I have a big confirmation. I was on the phone with Dobbin Estate yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And Peter Gamble, the man, the myth, the legend, will be part of the Pan Canadian.
Is that actually confirmed now, or we're just...
Yeah, that's what Nathan said. So,
oh my God.
So we're going to have one of the biggest expert in North America in Rieslings, Peter Gamble, sitting down talking about the Riesling program at Dobbin Estate. So, and now I'm trying to confirm David Patterson, which is the Riesling guy in BC, the Tantalus Vineyard. Hopefully Dave will get back to me soon so we can confirm that. But I know for a fact that he was in Niagara at Harvest doing some stuff with Ilya Senchuk and other people that we know down there. I talked to him about it. Anyway, long story short, hopefully we can get that. It would be absolutely incredible. It's still in the works. So sparkling, 3 Chards, 2 Riesling, and a break. See, it's not that bad, right? We have confirmed that Brian Schmidt will be pouring magnums of Legacy. On its own, we're going to talk about the Legacy project. I wanted to highlight that project because I think it's a very important cause. It's a very important thing that Brian do. And it's been in the work for over 10 years. So Brian will be, and he confirmed that we're going to do some Legacy talk. And he's going to explain the whole process, how he does that and all that. So that's going to be part of
I have something. I have something to show you guys. Look at this. Okay, top secret. We just got
that's been top secret. Absolutely. We should we're supposed to get back on the phone with them in the next couple of days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know, Stacy, right? So is
oh, there it is. Okay, share.
We have a good suggestion here. A nap between the at the break. Yeah, I like it.
I know, right? Can you see this? Okay.
Can you make it bigger? There you go.
Is that bigger? Look at that.
There you
Do
go.
you see where it says on the right? I mean, it's just a total mock-up. But you see where it says member? And
Yeah.
that's just somebody's name. Don't tell him. But yeah, like how cool would that be? Personally labeled wine magnums, and we can also do engraving on them, which hint hint might be what we have might be what's happening for Daryl because he won the first personally engraved magnum.
So what is incredible in that bottle? It's a 10, about now 11 different vintages of the best barrel of Vineland Cap Franc in there in the Solera system. So yeah, and this wine is exclusively made for charity project and all that. So yeah, so we're gonna have Brian talking about the whole thing.
Yeah,
at the Pan Canadian. And
has an incredible story. He's an incredible man, and he donates so much of the proceeds of that wine in particular, and I think one or two other wines he makes directly to a project in Haiti, I believe. Right? I know not much about it, so that's why I'm excited to find out as well. But,
yeah, so that's only from the before the break, and after the break, I'm talking and thinking about. Oops, sorry, someone just called. To have 2 Syrahs, 2 Cap Franc, 2 Pinots, and Merlots.
I know, Daryl.
I know. So that's the thing. I know we need Merlot. Daryl, I already have Ferox and Fabian Rice. Well, Cubby will be presenting their Merlots alongside with Black Market. So I have Merlots here. I have 2 producers of Syrah. So we need 2. So we're at 4 reds, and I still need the Cap Franc, and maybe not any Pinots.
Oh, I gotta fit them all in somehow, Carl.
I know, right? I know. So that's where I'm at. So you guys might show up at the Pan Canadian and say, "What the fuck is going on here?" Yeah.
So I do remember too, because no big deal. Let's just put in 1 or 2 extra wines. We did that last year too. Do you know how much glassware this all requires? We bought out the glassware for like 3 suppliers for that day. They had to bring glassware from like 4 hours away. So just throwing in a wine here and there. I guess we could simplify for the sake of the environment, and give everybody commemorative glasses, and you have to, like, I don't know, wipe them down between rounds or something.
So you see how much work I have in front of me? Like, I am like more than halfway done, but it's still, every time that I turn around, I know I have more to do. And I'm flying out to Las Vegas in 36 hours to go to something very freaking special. It's finally some Canadian wines are breaking the frontier of international wine lineup for incredible charity wine auctions. And I have the privilege and the honor to be pouring 2 of our most celebrated and respected Canadian wines that we have, so that we've selected to be part of the One Drop Foundation from the Cirque du Soleil, among some of the top donor of Las Vegas. So it's happening this weekend. So I'll be at the MGM Grand pouring the Silva Vineyard, the Nobrezza, which was our number 2 wine of the year this year. I'm going to be pouring Nobrezza alongside Pichon Lalande, alongside some of the greatest wine on the international wine scene. And I'm going to be pouring De Silva and also Dobbin Estate Chardonnay 2019. Our wines made it to Las Vegas. And yeah, I'm going to be flying out on Friday and coming back right away on Sunday. But yeah, it's pretty exciting. I'm going to be down there with Nathan Dobbin and Dave Brennan, the people at Dobbin, and I'm going to be representing De Silva as well. So a quick in and out, but the importance of that is for one of the first time we have some Canadian wine alongside some of the top international icon wine in some of the greatest wine event in the world. So I'm pretty thrilled.
Yeah, it's the first time we've ever had a Canadian wine at an event of this caliber. And it's pretty cool because actually it's a foundation started by Guy Laliberté, who is a Canadian who started Cirque du Soleil. And he's kind of the guy down in Vegas. He does a lot of the entertainment.
Well, I mean, not only he started the Cirque du Soleil, he's the owner of the freaking thing. So man, he's been
totally.
That is so
pretty
good.
Cool. And One Drop Foundation, they have raised over $50 million now to date, US, from that fundraiser for accessible fresh water, right?
Yeah,
so it's
around the world,
in Canada and all over the world. Like in Canada, they work with some of the Indigenous communities that don't have access to fresh water, and then they have some incredible stories all over the world where they bring fresh water to people. So it's a pretty cool cause. An amazing, opportunity for Canadian wines to be alongside what, Carl? I don't want to butcher the names of some of these wines that they're pouring side by side with our Canadian wines, but some of those kinds of wines that cost like a few $1,000s a bottle.
Oh yeah, right? Absolutely. There's a vertical of Pichon Lalande, like. I think there's like 11 vintages of that. There's some of the greatest Burgundy. Lafon is going to be poured out there. Also, Marchand is going to be poured out there. There's l'Académie du Vin is pouring over 12 wines, all from their personals, all of from the l'Académie du Vin cellar, which is the biggest donor of the event. Also,
and you're amongst wine nerds. When we had a meeting with some of the organizing committee the other day, and one of the topics was, just like, how do we store the bottles the night before? How do we identify which ones might have crystals from aging? What treatment do the Jeroboams require, contrary the regular bottles? What kind of decanters? Yeah, this is pretty serious wine stuff here, you guys. It's pretty cool.
It is really, really cool, and it's really exciting to be part of that, especially when we're, like I said, pushing the boundaries now, pushing the frontier where the Canadian wines are entering that conversation. So I can't wait to talk Canadian wines to these big shots down in Vegas, because they're expecting some of the big name of Las Vegas to be present. I think it was like something like $10,000 a ticket to be sitting down in that tasting. So it will be pretty cool.
Yeah, very exciting. Way to represent.
Carl's Wine Club power here. So pretty darn
oh yeah, it's a rough time, but hey, I think these people will be pretty blown away, and I want to hear the reactions when you tell them that this is.
But you know what? I don't care what people say. I'm pretty excited. There's going to be a lineup of the Jackson family here. They're very top wine. La Vérité, La Muse, and Le Désir, all 100 points by multiple So Vérité, Muse, and Le Désir, they all pour that side alongside, like, same style of wine as De Silva. Right, they're $350 a bottle, and this Silva is 105 Canadian.
And when we're talking about Chardonnay, I think that the Dobbin Chardonnay will be one of only 3 Chardonnays at the whole event.
Well,
right?
I think there's a Richebourg from Marchand, and there's something from Meursault. There's a few. There's a Châtelet Grand Cru as well. I know that Michel Chapoutier, it's not Chardonnay, but just Michel Chapoutier has a full lineup himself. The greatest producer in the Rhone Valley will be there. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's just names like that who are Alto from Spain. They have some of their representative and pouring some of their very top wine of their lineup as well. I believe that Sassicaia has some of their wines as well poured. So, I mean, yeah, it's from all.
And then the crazy thing is that hundreds of the Cirque du Soleil performers are volunteering their time for that night. So
yeah, because that's a private show.
I mean, this is Vegas. There's performances throughout. From my understanding, you're going to have, a reception, but there's surprise acrobats floating through the room or whatever.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cool. Yeah, so kudos to our Canadian people. Now we are on the big scene, on the big stage, with some of the big dogs from around the world. And I know that the Dobbins wines and the De Silva wine are going to be shining bright in that lineup. So I can't wait to be interacting with these wine taster and say, yep, buddy, that's what we do here in Canada. So it's pretty cool.
So, hey, Carl Boucher, while I get you a price, because I forgot to get you a price on these Chardonnays, you were asking, and we'll wrap those up. Tell me what is in your glass in the red, because that is.
I mean, if I look at that, it's a Pinot. Just looking at it.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
What is that?
What?
Are you trying to trick me here?
Now you're not sure if it's a Pinot? I told you it is a Pinot.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean, on the nose and in the collar, I mean, it's pretty hard to be something else unless it's a real trick that you're trying to pull on me, saying, I know that he's going to say it's Pinot, but it is a Pinot.
It is.
Yeah, so nice earthiness on the palate. I think it's an entry-level Pinot. I would say something like, and there's not a ton now on the market, but maybe between $25 and $28. That doesn't have an incredible concentration, but if you tell me that, and I'm 100%, not 100% sure, but 90% sure that it's Ontario.
Yes, it is Ontario.
Probably Niagara. One of their entry level, but from a top producer. And it's a 90 points, 90 plus, 91 points type of $25 Pinot. It's really good. It's very varietal specific. It's light body to low medium body. I think it's to introduce something bigger into a single vineyard, more aging potential, next step from that winery. That's my assessment.
That's bang on. It's bang on. It's not 25, it's $29.95, but that's including tax. And it is a grower's blend. So you're right, more of the entry level, whereas most of this winery's wines are single vineyard, single varietal type of wines. Aged in French oak for 12 months. And yeah, being a blend from different vineyards, it's from various places on the Niagara Peninsula. So it's VQA Niagara Peninsula, nothing super specific there. But yeah, you can probably guess at this point that it is Todd.
Dawes, yeah. That's what I
We are
thought.
tasting through a lot of their wines because, surprise, surprise, we are going to feature them soon.
I mean, I love that length. I love it. It just lingers. It's probably mostly a neutral oak. There might be a barrel or two new oak in there, but it's very subtle. The length is pretty. It's a lot of fun. I haven't tasted a ton of Pinots lately, so yeah. Yeah, very well done. At least 90 plus points, under $30. This is like bang on. You had to reel me back in because I mean, it's like there was three single vineyard Chardonnays like that in front of me. I don't even think of look at the red in front of me right now. But yeah,
there you go.
I want to mention something really good that we tasted this weekend.
Yes.
The Bizou Sparkling Brut from Malivoire blew my socks off. $29?
Yeah.
Just low $30. Sparkling. Fuck, that was good. Oh my God. Like, I mean, for 3 nights, and I was still sipping on the bubbly with no bubbles. Don't on the base wine because the base wine was so good. So Bizou Brut.
Yeah, so with tax, it's 32, which for a sparkling of that quality, I think is a really great deal.
Yeah, I haven't tasted this, the non-vintage. I haven't tasted their Blanc de Blanc 2018. That's it's in the queue right now to be tasted. I got distracted with single vineyard Chardonnay. Sorry, everything took the back seat. So, I mean, this Bizou is like really, I really want to mention that.
Yeah, we're excited about the Malivoirs. So far, so good. We're tasting through Malivoire wines, and you guys have told us that we got to try Malivoire, and we've only had like 1 or 2 of their wines before. So now we're finally tasting through much.
Yeah, and you guys had the Gamay Courtney during the in the Advent calendar promotion that we did, the 2021 vintage. Now I have to taste the 2022 vintage. I just realized that they also send the sequel of the 21, so I will be tasting that in the next couple of days. This is Kern & Co. This is the lineup
there's
here.
where I was getting Hank from, because we talked about how when we were with Thomas Batchelder, we were at the Hank Vineyard for Pinot Noir. Well, these guys, Kern & Co., they make a Fumé Blanc from Hank.
Yes, and I'm gonna taste that with Richard De Silva tomorrow. I have to go see Richard to talk about more in depth about the Nobreza because I'm going to be pouring his wine to people who pay $10,000 to get in. So I needed more information than only the tech sheet, the spec sheet. Like, I want to go back to 2019 vintage with him in his head, and I need like an hour for him to immerse me in the production and the idea of the Nobreza. I mean, I have a really good idea down, but for God's sake, like it's my number 2 wine of the year. It's a 95 point. I have so much in here in my head, but I really want to dig deep into his brain about that wine. And he makes an outstanding Fumé Blanc. So I packed that wine to take with me. So while we're talking about Nobreza, I wanna sip on that wine with him.
Absolutely. So back to the the Hughes and Wismar Foxcroft Chardonnays from Kern & Co., the 2018s. Beautiful wines. They are $42 each, including tax. And I showed you guys their website just a second ago because this is the first time I've ever seen a winery that has all of their wines also available in 375 ml, which is a pretty big deal because we sometimes get members asking about that smaller, like half bottle size, and very few wineries, do that. So it's 42 including tax for the regular bottle and 25 including tax for the 375 ml.
Oh, that Hughes vineyard is opening up very, very, very nicely. Oh, I have to say here, we have some big boys. Like these are ice score wine. These are at least the Foxcroft is at least 92 plus, maybe 93. Really, 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 really good wine. I mean, we just tasted the Forgotten Row from Malivoire that I gave 93 points, and I don't think it's less than that.
No, I think you're right.
So, and the use is very close. Very, very close. So
Daryl likes the half bottle ideas. Yeah, it's for a nice like breakfast toast on Mondays. There you go. Yeah, no, it's a real thing because especially like if it's just one or two people who want to have a glass of wine with dinner, but you don't want to have like often what you get in the canned wine or these half bottles is not always the super premium stuff, and this is the nice quality stuff that you'd want. So
yeah, and keep in mind these are 2018 Chardonnays, so
it's like a library release at this point. It's fantastic.
Wow, so good. I'm so excited to feature them. So we're talking about a feature with the club. So yes, they have enough wine to make a full feature out of it. So yeah, it's really exciting. These are like, this guy is in the same line of Kevin Panagatka, Thomas Batchelder. I'm not saying that these wines are Thomas's wine, but they're not far off. Kevin has been working with these guys for a while, so he's exactly that type of guy, right?
You mean Adam?
Right?
Adam Kern?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said Kevin.
Yeah. No, Adam. So yeah. So yeah, fantastic one. And as per the boutique.
So the boutique, is this the Clone 76 boutique vineyard?
Yes, absolutely. Clone 76.
It says on their website, this premium Chardonnay is cloudy, and thank goodness. And I agree.
Yeah, I mean, the lees, you can taste the lees, you feel the lees, there's some texture, but it's very energetic, very linear, very like there's a lot of tension in that wine, some very defined edges.
Do you remember how much this one is though, Carl?
I think it's $25.
$22, including
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Because we just had it side by side, two phenomenal wines at $42, including tax.
Yeah, but yeah, this is not the same level of depth and complexity.
No, but it's got such personality.
It's got great personality. It's at least a 91 points in my book. So another stunner at $22 by Brian Schmid. I mean, if there's one thing that I could get Brian to do, it's maybe a small batch of Chardonnay with new oak, and with a little portion of new oak. Fuck, I would like to do that with him because he's so pro neutral oak. and
with the okay.
Yeah. So if I could get him like just one batch of a little bit of a new oak in his Chardonnay, fuck, I would like to do that. But yeah, we're working with some. Well, I mean, fantasy. Yeah, sure. But yeah, but for $22, darn right, Brian Schmidt, this is freaking good. Yeah, it's more citrus than the other two, but delicious. At least 91 points. I really like it, especially for the price point. I'm still working on the tasting notes on these two single vineyard Kern & Co. 2018. Get more information out there. We're gonna do a few posts. I think Mira is convincing me now to be a bit of a creator. So we're going to start posting more. We're going to start create more for social media, telling more stories out there. I think we've been a little too quiet on that front, and we can do much better to build
especially when you're in Las Vegas and you're tasting these phenomenal wines. Okay.
Yeah, especially with 300 people in the room. Yeah, absolutely.
After you
Absolutely.
talk to them all.
But yes, you are correct. I might send you all of the material and say, okay, put that together,
I will. No problem.
Oh no, it does directly right on the cloud. So yeah.
Yeah, careful what you take pictures of. They'll get uploaded almost instantly.
No, I mean that can make it for very, very good
Very interesting.
Las Vegas reels. But yeah, so I nailed my blind tasting. I'm quite happy with that. I'm happy with what's in the glass. And I'm gonna taste some Joyride wine in the next couple of days, which is a new winery opened and at the Wine Village. District Wine Village. Two ladies who has started, please call her Joyride. I have a Viognier, a Sauvignon Blanc, I believe. Now, a Viognier for sure, white. There's a little lineup here of Joyride that I have to start digging into, see if there's a good fit for the membership.
And we are going to announce the varietal marathons and the winery of the year parties very soon.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Talking with Ilya and Nadia tomorrow about the Leaning Post party. Also tomorrow, talking with Janik at Maverick about their party. So tomorrow it's a big day on the phone for Uncle Carl. Yeah.
Great. Well, good job on your blind tastings, Carl. Thank you for the array of Chardonnays that I could have with my fried chicken. SB for I know. And I mean we had the De Silva Chenin Blanc in the past at the Pan Canadian as well. And I mean there's rare varietals to be had too. So I think Lorna's right. I think possibly the 4th edition next year we need to spread this out. So there's maybe like the reds tasting, the whites tasting, the rare wines tasting. Maybe that's what it needs to become, because it's already spread out over multiple days, so we might as well spread out these tastings. But I guess
so. But can you imagine, like, okay, what am I taking out if I'm putting Sauvignon Blanc? Am I just adding it? I mean, we're gonna hit 20 wines.
That's the trouble. I mean, we make so many varietals here in Canada.
But that's the thing, right? That's the thing. If we were in Burgundy, I would have put 6 Pinot, 6 Chardonnay, and let's get at it, right?
Totally. Yeah, it's a tough one.
Daryl, I can't, because our host, the one who's hosting the whole freaking thing, wants to feature Cabernet Franc this year. So I cannot tell the host that she cannot feature a chestnut tree into the event that we are co-hosting together. So yeah, no, it's a Cab Franc's there for this year for sure. And you know what? I think that most of the Canadian wine lovers would want to have Cab Franc in the lineup. Most of the Canadian wine lover. But yeah, Chardonnay is going to be well represented no matter what.
Yeah, it'll be fabulous. It'll be fabulous. Amazing. Well, I cannot wait, you guys. Lorna, I'm going to send you a note because I have more insider details here. So if you're looking at travel and stuff, I'll send you some info I have. Yeah, a few more people are now in for the Pan Canadian. I think we're up to 40 or 50 people confirmed, plus. I think that this year, Carl, we can probably break 150 to 200 people under that tent. Last year we were up to about 120. So yeah. And we also have sponsors coming on board. So if you are in touch with a business that that could do well being a part of an event like the Pan Canadian. We want to talk to them because we have a few sponsors coming on board, making everything better, including like providing phenomenal gifts for the speakers who are traveling all over the place to be there and things like that. So should be great.
Exactly.
Swag bags for you guys who are the people that get the all access pass for the whole 4.5 days. There will be some special treats for you guys as well.
3.5 days, I think. Yeah.
Bring your glasses. Well, yeah, probably for the house, Daryl. I would imagine.
Well, you guys gonna bring glasses. I'm not flying with. I'm not flying with boxes. I'm not checking in boxes or shipping boxes of glasses across the country to bring them back after.
Shipping boxes of glassware is probably more than just buying some.
Daryl, I'm gonna ship out one of my Magnum that I have here that I promised that we're gonna share with you. And I'm thinking of a nice 2018 Syrah. So we'll see.
Yes, we'll see. It'll be very awesome, very awesome. And Daryl's, of course, favorite personally engraved Cab Franc. So
yes, baby.
I know you'll love that, Daryl.
So that's what it looks like. I'm gonna go dig deeper into more Chardonnays for the rest of the night, and maybe a sip or two of Pinot.
Or these ones. These ones are more. What are you saying?
No, these ones.
These ones.
These ones.
All right. Last thing, the Mira test. You started them all at the same level, and look at me. So unlike me the last 2 times. This one has the most taken out of it. And it's the less expensive one.
Yeah. My wife is sick. Doctor! We need a doctor. We need a doctor.
Yeah, I think I just love the personality behind it.
Yeah, no, it's super zippy. It's really like it's filled with tension and energy. I really like. I think it's. And
you know what? I had fried chicken.
I
had fried chicken, and I think that this kind of zippier personality goes well with
right through, right?
Yeah, I think if I'm having truffle popcorn, it's more these Kern and Co. snazzy Chardonnays that I'd probably be. Or you know what else? Like a stinky cheese. I think that might go well with these ones. Well, there's only one way to find out, so we will have to go find out. I'll report back later. Have a great night, you guys.
Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members, Mira Boucher,
Carl Boucher.
Thank you. See you next time.